You've probably heard that all throughout the country, the housing market is starting to shift. So we're gonna go over how that shift is affecting the Pennsylvania market, what to do about the shift, how to navigate it, and so much more. Stick with me till the end and we'll go over my honest opinion on if it's too late to buy a home or not. My name is Corey Benhart, your Philadelphia suburb realtor. First, let's start with, is this shift a good thing? So for the overall market, it is a great thing. For buyers, it is a great thing as well. So for the overall market and for buyers, it is a great thing because it's starting to get closer to an overall balanced market, just like what we had right around 2018, 2019, prior to the craziness that we've had the last 2 years. Buyers now have a much greater chance of getting their offer accepted without waiving every single contingency and offering well above asking price. I'm now having a lot more buyers have success with offering on a home with an inspection contingency. And although some homes still are going over asking price, they're nothing compared to what they were going over for multiple months or years before. And what does this shifting market mean for sellers? Well, it means that you can no longer put your house up for sale for any price you want, no matter the condition, and it still sell. It's now getting back to, like I said, how it was before. If your home needs some work, price it like it needs some work. If your home is beautiful and looks like a model home, then as long as you price it accordingly and not so high above what it should be priced for, then you can expect a lot of great showings and a lot of very strong offers. One of the major factors for why this shift is occurring is the rising interest rates. Interest rates are rising drastically and very quickly. The result of this increase in interest rates drastically reduces the buyer's buying power. So for example, let's take a look here. If you were to buy a home currently with today's interest rates, obviously it depends on how strong financially you are and your credit score, but let's just say that if your interest rate today is 6.6%, let's say you buy a home for $500,000, you put down 20% down payment with property taxes estimated at $6,250, your monthly payment would be right around $3,260 a month. Now let's go back, let's say if you were to purchase this same priced home with the same taxes, same everything, except changing the interest rate closer to what we had a couple months or a couple years ago. Let's say the interest rate is a flat 3%. That would bring your monthly payment down to $2,353, which is a significant decrease, and it really shows you how much of a difference that interest rate can really make on your overall payment. So if somebody's monthly payment allowance is, let's say, $2,500, they can no longer afford anywhere near a $500,000 home, which then results in them purchasing a lot lower of a priced home, which ultimately lowers the overall prices throughout the entire market. So now more than ever, more homes are coming up on the market, more sellers are starting to see that the shift is occurring, and they're honestly starting to panic. They're starting to realize that they're not going to be able to get the price that they may have gotten, months or years ago. That's why so many homes are starting to come up on the market, and we're seeing that pretty much all throughout the country, and more specifically in Pennsylvania. Sellers are starting to realize that they may have missed the mark for listing their house for whatever price they want and still get crazy amount of offers and a crazy amount of over asking price, whereas now they're going to probably just get a couple offers if they price it accordingly. And although those offers may be over asking price, there's probably definitely nothing close to what they may have gotten in the past. So if you're a buyer, it's good to see that more and more homes are now coming up on the market, so you have more options with less competition. We're also seeing homes sit on the market for a lot longer than they were previously. Buyers are ultimately just fed up with the over asking price, waiving all contingencies. It really gets exhausting after you lose out on, a half dozen to a dozen or more homes like people were, in the past. But now we're seeing a lot more homes sit on the market for maybe a couple days, a couple weeks, even a couple months, depending on the home, how well it's priced, and the condition. Buyers are becoming a lot more pickier on the homes that they choose to make an offer on. If you're a buyer that's looking for a bit of a deal, I would definitely suggest some of the homes that are sitting on the market for a lot longer than expected, because those homes are probably either overpriced or they need some updating. So if you can make an offer that's either at the asking price or well below, you might be able to get a great deal if you're open to doing some updating on those homes that need some help. As we said before, the homes that are priced accordingly for the area and the condition of the home are still receiving multiple offers, whereas the homes that need some work and are just ridiculously priced, those homes will be sitting on the market for a lot longer. So if you're a seller, please take that into account when it comes to selling your home. So what does this all mean for the future? What's going to happen now? So honestly, nobody really knows, right? There's really no way to tell. This could just be a short-term little blip in the market, or this could be the beginning of a major downfall in the market. You know, I don't see it turning into something crazy like 07, 08, but it could be a bit of a shift. You know, we are very well past a needed shift in the market. It's been absolutely crazy these past couple years, and the market has really gone up for the past 10 or so years. So we could definitely use a bit of a shift, definitely get back closer to a balanced market, which really is fed by the increasing interest rates. And most buyers are kind of just over it, right? They're ready to just get back to a normal market where they can make an offer on a house, that they don't have to waive everything and go in completely blind on what they know about the house, and so on and so forth. So this could be a short-term thing or a long-term thing. There's really no way to know. Only time will tell. So the question that I get all the time is it a good time to buy? Well, no one can time the market perfectly. So if you're waiting for the perfect time to buy, the perfect time will never come, and just by trying to time the market, you'll end up wasting a lot of time and a lot of money just by trying to time it. So when you're ready to buy, just buy. I have a lot of clients asking me if it's a good time to buy or if they should wait a bit. And I'm telling a lot of them that if it's a good time for you to buy and you're ready to buy, you should buy. Because waiting for the market to shift even more in a buyer's favor, or so on and so forth, it might just end up costing you a lot more money over the long term. So I'm telling them that if you plan on staying in the home for 5 to 10 years or more, then it's definitely a great time to buy. And although you may not have the interest rate that you could have gotten if you purchased, the last 6, 12, 24 months, then that you would have now, but if you would have purchased back then, you would have had to pay a lot higher of a purchase price for the home. So it all kind of levels out, because if you ended up purchasing a home back then for a lot more money, it might be pretty close to kind of what you would pay today for a lower price, but with an increased interest rate. So I have a lot of people that I'm helping purchase a home in Pennsylvania that live out of state, and a lot of them are contemplating now between renting or buying. And when it comes to renting and buying, if you can afford the means to purchase a home, I would highly suggest that you buy, because when it comes to renting, you only end up paying the landlord's mortgage, and the rent payment can end up going up year after year or month after month, depending on your lease. Whereas if you bought a home, you would have the same fixed monthly payment month after month and year after year. And especially so now that interest rates are increasing so drastically and so quickly, a lot of people that can now no longer afford a home, they're now renting, which increases the demand for rentals, which then increases the rental rates. And trust me, I'm seeing what some of these homes are renting for, and it is jaw-dropping, because I know that if they were to just buy the home, their mortgage would be about half of what they're paying just in rent. So if you have the means to buy a home, now is definitely the time to do so, depending on your specific situation. And if you're ready to move to Pennsylvania, please reach out. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps out my channel. And until then, I will see you on this video.